gaffs and goofs of all sorts, of all kinds. Welcome to another live Fuka commentary, or normal Fuka, or Damien. Doesn't really matter that much. What am I doing here to do today? Well, obviously, the obvious. I'm here to yap. I mean, anytime I turn on the camera and start a live commentary, it's usually because I want to yap, or I hikey just felt like I had something on my mind. And these past couple days, I have had something on my mind, and not necessarily in terms of creativity or you know, content creation or anything, just more of a little bit of an introspective thing that I've been kind of dealing with internally. I'll elaborate a little bit more on why I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 here in a bit. But I will start off by saying that this is probably top 5 in my favorite games ever. I don't know if it would be in necessarily any particular order other than 1. If you were watching my Majora's Mask streams, you'd know that I was very vocal about that game being my favorite game of all time. And on retrospect, this game is not too far back, although, like I said, I can't pinpoint exactly where. Just know it's up there for sure. But I really wanted to talk about moving forward. Sorry about that. I was so rudely interrupted, as I very much often am with these live commentaries. I wanted to talk about moving on. Moving on is very difficult. It's very how would I say it? It's not something that's as easily flipped with a switch as most things. I like to think of myself as someone who's very relaxed in, you know, in terms of where I stay and where I want to go. But I feel like it's really important for you to realize that moving on is difficult, but I think it's so important to realize when the time is right, when things are no longer working for you, or maybe I just got a text message from Kyler there. Or maybe when things aren't necessarily working out for you anymore, and you feel like days are numbered, and you're wasting your time. You feel the days slipping by, and you kind of realize nothing lasts forever. But as I've gotten older, I've only, you know, come to terms more that time is a privilege, and I try to treat it that way. Look, I won't go into specifics, but, you know, I'm young, I feel young, but at the same time, I know with each passing day I get older. Although I don't necessarily feel that way, I know somehow, eventually, I will be, you know, too old. And that's just a byproduct of me thinking about my current relationships with my friends and people that are close around me. Realizing that maybe sometimes I take for granted the little things and forget that this won't be here forever. But I don't know. That's why I really wanted to turn this game on and just kind of experience this world, because I've enjoyed my time so much with this entire, you know, mythos of this man, fictitious man, obviously, Arthur Morgan, and how he realizes his time is limited and, you know, puts his own foot forward and changes the trajectory and decisions he makes, you know, for the betterment of other people and, of course, eventually himself. And if you haven't played this game, I absolutely implore you to do so. Granted, it's been some time since it's been out. I think 2019 this game came out. So, if you haven't played the game, you should. Idiot. Anyway, I'm gonna spoil this game, like, to heck. Arthur Morgan unfortunately passes away, which we all know. It was a driving force of why I really love, you know, like this game's story, its gameplay, although can be a little archaic and a little mind-numbing sometimes, especially with its combat. It's very spaghetti western, you know, loose combat and kind of sloppy, but That's neither here nor there. That's more gameplay than story, but it just makes me realize again how much I do love this title and how much I resonate with this character and how much it's helped me mature even in my adult life, with the whole reason I'm even making this live commentary, which is just to kind of explain that nothing indeed lasts forever, and I'm very much feeling the effects of that. Ending something that was very near and dear to my heart, and obviously it sucks, but moving on is a part of life. And you know, granted, I'll get to a point where I you know, not even thinking about that, where it's simply just another thing that has happened in my life, attuned to the main character of this game. I felt it was necessary that I made a change myself for my own sanity and the betterment of those that are around me that are, you know, spending a lot of time with me. I don't like to be a Debbie Downer. Obviously, I'm talking to a, you know, microphone and trying to make myself as uplifting as possible, because all of these live commentaries are not meant to be taken too seriously, but I'm definitely using this as an outlet for me to just be able to talk to the masses. And if you hear my words, thank you, and if you don't, that's okay too. I'm not asking you to take a lot from these conversations that I have with you. Just to really, you know, put into perspective that although these methods of storytelling can be a little fickle and a little what people would assume childish, there are still very, very important stories and life lessons to learn from these experiences that we have, and from what I've shared with others. I can't be, and don't feel like I'm the only one who's taken something from life, from this game, from this man's internal struggle with his literal Red Dead redemption. Yeah, just ignore the dead bodies that are all around me. But again, I just wanted to go ahead and elaborate a bit further on what I'm talking about. Mostly because I feel like at this point I'm just rambling, and I feel like when I ramble, I often start talking about things that aren't related to my main goal, which obviously was pretty on the nose when I say it. It's like none of this is coherent. Okay, I gotta cut all this out. Regardless of circumstance, I want to be able to make decisions that I feel like are for the better of myself, and I feel like I'm doing just that. Anyways, gaffs and goofs, what Fuka is trying to say is you are dearly loved, and don't forget that. But at the same time, remember your own self-worth. Don't waste your time. You know, feel secure about everything. And to remember that, just like Arthur Morgan, as weird as that is to admit, take matters into your own hands and really make the best decision for yourself and those around you. If that's cutting people off, then that's cutting people off. If it's changing your habits, it's changing your habits. If it's, you know, finding your own stride creatively, mentally, pretty much with anything you want to do, just make sure to do it right. No half measures. And to always remember that Fuka loves you. Anyways, guys, excuse me. Socials are down below. Follow if you like. If you don't, that's okay too. Dislike it. Helps me anyway. Anyway, guys, this has been Fuka. I'm going to leave you guys with that, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.